Life went on the next 3 months without my knowing that God was already moving. I thought He was going to grant the annulment, so my partner and I could have gotten married at that time because we had already filed. But what happened was He took the relationship away. And I went into a downward spiral. Just 7 years was gone. And right after that, my best friend, who was the only one who sort of supported me and who knew what was going on in my personal life, she died almost in my arms, a fluke accident, followed by my cousin who I was really, cared about, and he also died suddenly of a heart attack. And then in less than 2 months, all that happened. My youngest brother. And one morning, a friend of mine just called me, invited me to attend the Bible study. I had nothing to lose at that point in time. I was so desperate. I was willing to go anywhere to try to get help. And so I went. And when I met these women, including yourself, I just saw something different in all the women who were there that I didn't have. And I wanted to know what it was. And in that first Bible study, I just felt a certain healing in my heart, not knowing where it was coming from. And I just wanted more and more and more of it. So I come religiously, to every Bible study. In fact, by the third Bible study, I asked the leader, I said, can we do this twice a week? Because I was starved. I was in like the desert. And I just was looking for an oasis. I found it in the Bible. And the women who were all there, including myself, was just so supportive. You didn't know what was going on in my life at that point in time. But you didn't need to know because, it was, you just showed so much care and concern and support and the healing that I was receiving was indescribable, unexpressible. There's just no words to say. And I just wanted more. And so after a month of that, I found out there was a church, or I would say a movement, that met every Sunday in this one place where they also did the service in a different way from what I was used to. There was singing, a lot of singing, and then Bible study again, studying God's Word. So I went, and I loved it. I was just spiritually starved, and I just needed all that nourishment, from this group that I had met. And so after 3 succeeding Sundays of going there by myself, I finally brought my children, who were then 2 years old and 13 years old. And I said, let's come and have a look. And so we went, and I didn't mind, we were all together, just listening and singing. And as soon as the service ended, both my kids, and mind you, they're 2 years old and 13 years old, I asked them, what do you think? And they both looked at me straight in the eyes and said, Mom, this is where we belong. We need to keep coming here. It's almost difficult to say, how can a 13-year-old and a 2-year-old know the meaning of what they're saying? And that for me was like a direct word from above. And so we started going there, and we continue to do so today. And so when I came to know who my God really is and how much He really loves me, and how He relentlessly, unceasingly just kept running after me all my years, until I finally came to a place where I could hear Him. He just revealed himself in, in an amazing way that it was no longer difficult for me to understand, apprehend, or experience, encounter, or just happened. When I fell in love with him, I fell in love with Jesus. I surrendered my life. And I said, we have to be done to change her. I said, I just couldn't. I have no job. I have no partner. The children didn't have a father. My family was distraught, the grieving, the losses, the deaths. But he revealed himself in a magnificent way, very personal, intimate way. And this was within 3 months, I just felt I was almost completely healed. So much so that our first Christmas without all these loved ones in the family, my family was still hurting badly. God allowed me to be the pillar of strength in that first Christmas. He just gave me wonderful ideas of how to make this Christmas really special, even in the absence of 3 of our loved ones.